Okay, we are here at week one of the League Managers Fantasy message. And we're going to start with kind of an overview of the draft. And first, we're going to go with Tim, and he's going to have the unlucky pick of the draft, and that's drafting Le'Veon Bell. Who would have thought that that would have happened, that he's still sitting out? So that's unlucky for you, Tim. I think the fuck you pick of the draft also went from Tim, and that was him picking Michael Thomas in the second round, one before me, which I was banking on, so that's a nice fuck you. I think the tough break goes to Benjamin Walker with the Jerick McKinnon pick. Unlucky, he blew his knee out on the last play of a practice. That's too bad for you. And I think maybe the steal of the first four rounds was Stefon Diggs by YL Guapo. I think he could be one of the better receivers coming up. We also have the stupid pick of the draft, which goes to the Cujo Josh Smith with the Jack Doyle pick in the 7th round. But he had a nice follow-up with what could be one of the better picks with the Carlos Hyde 10th overall pick. The 10th round, I guess. And then the Y pick goes to Mr. Ryan Haverland for picking Dez Bryant in the 8th round. That's a little suspect, but I was going to pick him at some point, but just not the 8th round. Now to the matchups. We're looking at the Wilo Guapo versus getting Hainsey. Hainsey? I don't know what that means. But with that said, I'm giving Wile Guapo a overall draft rating of A-, and I'm giving getting Hainsey a C+. I think the Le'Veon Bell sitting out hurt him a little bit. Had that not occurred, he probably would have been in the B- to solid B range. And with this pick, I'm going to have to go with Wile Guapo, part because it's Horace, part because no Le'Veon Bell. So sorry for that one. Next up, the Josh Graybush. I'm giving an A- in his draftability, and that's mainly because he did not draft 3 kickers this time. So good job there, Josh. And the Charlie Erickson, a solid B+ or solid C+ or low B-. Team looks okay, but also has some weaknesses, and so there you go. And as a result, I'm going with the Josh to start 1-0, and I think Dalvin Cook going against the 49ers might be enough to separate them. Next would be the Dictator. I'm going to give myself a solid B. I think I had a couple picks that weren't the best, but I'm going to give Javi a C+. I think he did pretty good, but again, I should give him an A because he's going to beat me some reason, and his team's to be awesome, even though on paper it might not be the best. But with that said, I'm going with myself 1-0 for the first time in 5 years. Next up, Dorothy Mantooth versus Butker. I hardly know her. And these two did pretty good. B+ for Andrew Rose on his drafting, and an A for Elizabeth, mainly because every year she has one of the best teams, regardless of how good or bad the team looks on paper. And this year, this is probably one of the best looking Elizabeth drafts I've seen. So I might even give her an A+ and just go ahead and have the treasurer send her the money, because she might have the best team just to start. So again, with that, we're going with Elizabeth on that one. And then that leads to the matchup of the week, Benjamin Walker versus Zeke of Nature. For Benjamin Walker, I'm giving him a D to D-. Don't like your team from top to bottom. Not really sure I like you anymore. As you can see, the not together. Hashtag still there. Communication level with Mr. Walker has been a little suspect at best. Ruined FIFA Fest for this year. Never met my kids. Doesn't know their birthday. Won't wish them a happy birthday. But yet gets mad at me for not wishing him a happy birthday. But hey, you know what? Every relationship has its ups and downs. Maybe we're in a down. Maybe we'll come back out of it. Maybe this will be the last time I mention his name. I don't know. But with that said, we're going to do a little role play here. We got this little guy, Tyrion Lannister, maybe. This is going to resemble Zeke of nature. And then we got this little turtle, and that's going to resemble Benjamin Walker. Not too sure who we want to pick here, but I'm thinking this little arrow just murdered the turtle known as Benjamin Walker. So Christopher Rose, Zeke of Nature wins week 1. Till next time.